7 News Detroit starts with breaking news.
The FBI and Detroit police are digging in a neighborhood on the city's west side. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alicia Smith.
You got shooting there, you know, crime scene there. So it's like, it's not the best, but you know, it's home. So. There's not many luxury indoor gyms, so I was used to playing outside on, you know, a little janky court, you know, rims, cricket. When my dad came to watch me play for the first time, that meant everything to me because at the end of the day, I do this for you. Coming up, you know, in school, I was always different, and for either being tall, being skinny, and stuff like that. And we weren't the richest family in the world, but my mom always made it work. She worked 2 jobs to make sure that me and my sister always was in school, had everything we need. There was nothing that we'd never asked for that we did not get. So I'd say we was maybe like the middle class, but it felt like the upper class because my mom made it work for both of us. I have a huge support system. I got a lot of aunts, uncles, aunties that, you know, that want me to succeed, and they've always been there for me to make sure I've had everything I needed all the way from when I was born all the way up until this point. So I feel like the biggest thing like to get around in today's world is having a huge support system, and you know, I thank my family for that. Basketball, it was used as a survival tool for me, but not just as a survival tool, it was also used as something that I could use to get away from everything. Maybe if I was going through a bad day in school, having a stressful day, basketball was always like my out to everything. Coming from Detroit, you know, there's not many luxury indoor gyms, so I was used to playing outside on, you know, a little janky court, you know, rims, cricket, and, you know, so going into junior college, you know, being around different type of people, different culture, it was fairly easy because I felt like I was already born in that. I have one teammate that I didn't get a chance to play with, but you know, obviously his name was Monty Bates. He ended up leaving high school and going to play Division I at Memphis. And one thing that did for me, since he was a year older than me, he motivated me to want to do better and to keep on working. He showed me by working hard and giving it all every day, you can get to wherever you want to go. And to see him now in the league thriving and doing what he's doing, I ain't nothing but proud of him. Every day I want to prove to those coaches that didn't recruit me out of high school or didn't recruit me out of JUCO that, you know, you might overlook me, I might be skinny, you know, I might be slim, but I got skills and I can keep up anybody around me that's on the court. I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't easy. I can't even tell you how many times I worked out every day, and sometimes before I worked out, I just sat in the gym and cried, you know, but I knew at the end of the day that I trusted in God, and you know, I trusted my family, and again, like, I know if I keep working and I keep my head up, eventually, just like how I got here to Division I, like, I'm gonna get to the league and play overseas.
They ain't got no answer for him right now.
You know, Detroit, we're known to be called the Motor City, so hey, you gotta get your motor from somewhere, you know?
There you go, Mickelson. Mickelson goes. Traylor! And slowly but surely making their way back in, but there's the alley.
I'm gonna work every day. When you're asleep, I'm working. When you at work, I'm working. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, you gotta show up. No matter how tired, how stressed you are, whether if it's school, ball, like everyone in the gym, all your teammates, all my brothers, we all have a common goal, and that's to win. So it's just upholding a certain standard every day. The team that wins the most and the team that comes out on the top is the team that's most together. And I stand true to that. I feel as if the team that is willing to fight for each other, the team that really knows all their brothers down to, you know, the core, like, is the team that comes out on top. There was definitely times this year, due to circumstances where I feel like I stepped away from God at times, but, you know, I realized, you know, through a heavy storm, like, as you come out, you walk into the light. And as I continued to do that and kept working, you know, I finally made it out the storm, and a lot of talks with my mom and just really understanding that, you know, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. And which is very, very true, because of the cards I was dealt, I definitely was not supposed to be here at all. But so every day before I work out, like, I always go to the middle of the floor and I get down and I take a deep breath, and I always thank God for bringing me and putting me in this situation.
Your dad had never watched you play until then?
No, sir, not at all. My dad, keep it 100, he was in and out in prison all the time, so he was never really there growing up. So when he came, I gave him the biggest hug. You would have thought I was a little kid, you know, seeing Candy for the first time. But you know, just to hear him out there cheering my name every time I scored and stuff like that, it just, you know, I was at peace with myself, with all the work that I've put in, and you know, I just wanted to prove to him that, you know, Dad, like, your son is somebody, your son's a superstar, so, yeah. Daivion.
And what does this mean for your family? Like, obviously, not just the money, but just like the whole experience. Like, what does it mean for you and your family? Like,
I think mainly I say, like, just for my mom, like, we laugh about it to this day, because I always told her, like, she always reminds me, like, remember when you said you would do this? Remember when you said you would do that? So, like, for me, like, actually saying these things and them coming to life because of the work that I've put in, I'm just, like, I'm nothing but, you know, grateful, and, you know, all glory to God, and, you know, just ready to take what I've earned and just help build myself a better life, and, you know, moms too. So
yeah, bro, it's tough. And what has this process been like? Like, just transferring and, like, getting recruited? Like, has it been a little bit hectic or anything? Or
it's definitely been crazy. I remember when I posted my my feed that I was going to be in the transfer portal, and I was getting calls and texts from, like, 100+ coaches within hours, and it was definitely crazy, which, you know, led me having to get an agent. But with that being said, like, an agent saw my film, and, you know, they want to represent me, not just as to help me get money in college, but also help me get to overseas, which is my ultimate goal.
Yeah, bro. It's awesome. And what are you, like, most excited about at this next level? Like,
honestly, just the learning aspect. I can't wait to, every year, every school I've been to all the way up until this point, I feel like I've learned a lot about the game of basketball, which helps me get to the next level. Because, you know what they say, like, the higher you go, like, the harder it gets. So obviously I know that this is definitely going to be a challenge for me, but I know after this year, wherever I go, I'm going to be ready to be a pro, play professional.
Does anything, like, intimidate you about this next step, like going to a higher level, or, like, just a new experience, basically?
I won't say per se intimidation. I say I'm a little nervous. Because obviously, you know, there's levels to it, you know, and I'm not saying I won't be ready, but, you know, I think it's just a nervous excitement feeling. So I just can't wait to just go on that level and just see what it's like, and, you know, compete with the best, you know?
Yeah, bro. What would you say to a kid who, like, wants to turn their dreams into reality? Like, because really with you, like, you really had a dream since you was little, and it's becoming a reality for you. But, like, a lot of people have dreams that don't become reality. So, like, to the little kid out there who, like, wants to turn their dreams, whether it's basketball or not,
Yeah.
like, how would you encourage them, like, that they can actually do it?
Honestly, I would tell them just to keep your head down and work. There's always going to be distractions, and quite frankly, like sitting here and talking about this right now, that's a good thing, you know, because that means the more distractions you have as you get better and you continue elevating yourself, that means you're just getting closer and closer to your dream, and that just means that you're going to get tested. God's going to test you on multiple stages of your life as you get there. And I just tell them, like, no matter what, just believe in yourself. You know, there's so many times where I was told by others, oh, you wouldn't be this if you did this, or if you did this, you wouldn't be here. Like, but it's all about the work that I know and I've put in, and, you know, just understanding that I'm Daivion, and no matter what, I'm going to work hard, and it's going to help me get to the next level. And, you know, here I am now.
Hey, my dog.